Welcome back, everyone, to Season 2 of Gravity Falls. I'm now going to be reviewing the second episode, Into the Bunker, which just premiered today, Monday the 4th, in 2014, baby. So yeah, I'm going to go over my top 5 moments, then I'm going to cut out, come back, and I will do my actual review of the episode, where I give it a rating, and just on a scale of, like, A. This episode is actually really good, so just stick around and you'll see my rating. Alright, anyway. Top 5 moments, number 5, the movies. Now, this is a really, really, really small thing, but it cracks me up. Like, because they can't use real movies, like, because of copyright issues, they just make up these random fakies, and it's just the best. Like, the whittlest vampire or something like that, and it had me cracking up. Like, you're like, oh yeah, this is like a show about mystery. You'd think they'd come up with some pretty good titles. Nope. And it always surprises me just what the titles they come up with. Living in Gravity Falls, you'd think people would actually like notice like all the scary things going on. Nope, they don't. They just talk about the whittlest vampire. Yeah, and then yeah. It's not a huge thing, that's why it's at my number 5 spot, but I thought I just had to include it somewhere, and it really was kind of funny. Just seeing the different titles that the writers can come up with, I get the titles you guys come up with if you were watching. 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10, 20 out of 20. It's just, yeah, they're so hilarious that I can't just help laughing when they come up, just because the spoofs that they come up with are funny. Like, my mummy's a werewolf. My mummy's a werewolf. My mummy's a werewolf too. This again. Yeah, so anyway. Number 4 is, "You laid on my bra," quote from Wendy. Now, this kind of sets the tone for the rest of this, episode, just giving it more of a like Wendy and Dipper love kind of relationship thing, but it really was funny. It kind of just offset the awkwardness that they have going on between each other, and I just love Dipper's reaction. He's just like, "Dear God, what have I done?" It was really funny, so I enjoyed it. I hope you guys did too. But yeah, besides that, like, this whole episode, it wasn't like a lot of previous episodes had been like Wendy and Dipper was like the entire like gravitational point of the show, of the episode. But I like how the writer is doing it now. He's not just doing like Dipper and Wendy, he's doing Dipper and Wendy and an adventure. Now, he did that kind of with the Time Travelers episode, but it doesn't really affect much. Like, the writer even said he wished he had done less love scenes between Dipper and Wendy, and now he's kind of, I don't want to spoil the episode for you guys if you haven't seen it yet, but he kind of cuts off like the ability to do love scenes now. And so this is kind of like the main point. Like, he's like saying, okay, I want to move away from Dipper and Wendy. But when Dipper confessed his feelings for Wendy, I think some people freaked out. Like, the shippers or whatever it's called, I think they freaked out. And I just realized that I forgot to do number 1. Dang it. Yeah, anyway, so yeah, this episode, it was gravitated more towards adventure and just romance between Dipper and Wendy, but it really was kind of funny in my opinion, and just like the whole awkwardness between them was just amazing. Like, the dynamic they seem to have. I know they're not real actors, or they are, like the voice actors, but like it's still cool to see like the way that they, like, people can make it seem like this is real. Like, I know it's not. I know it's just a cartoon, but like the animators, they do a good job. The writers, the voice actors, they just do such good jobs trying to make you believe that this is real and that this is better than just like all the other cartoons. And I believe it is. It's one of my favorite cartoons ever, I think. Like, yeah, I'm pretty sure this is my only favorite cartoon I like Adventure Time and stuff like that, but Adventure Time like doesn't even come close to what Gravity Falls is. And so I'm really respecting what the author and the writers and everything have chosen to do this season. Now, don't get me wrong, I loved first season, but like the stuff like this, like boiling this down and having it just in one awkward moment, kind of, it takes away like the strain and just drawing it out. It makes it a lot better in my opinion. Anyway, number 3, like I said, the adventure. They're still on a really cool adventure, and it really gravitated to both audiences, like I was saying. Like anyone who wanted Dipper and Wendy to get together, anyone who just wanted to see some, like all the adventure you expect from a Gravity Falls show, like a show like this. But yeah, it really tied in well, and like just season 2 has started to take on more of a serious tone, I find. Like in season 1, it was more of him just like messing around with the journal until it got into like the Gideon stuff, which that didn't really last long. This season is driven. Like last time it was kind of just like, oh, I'm gonna go do this and try and impress Wendy, and then I'm gonna have to deal with the repercussions of it. But in this season, they're actually trying to do something. They're trying to find the author. They're trying to work out the mysteries of Gravity Falls, which they were trying to do originally, but they're taking it to a whole new level. And I like how they're just keeping it on track, and they're actually just tracking down, and they're finding clues, and it's like Scooby-Doo all over again, except better. Someone, fan art now. Dipper is Fred, or no. Just put Seuss as Scooby, that's all I ask. Seuss is Scooby. Seuss is Scooby. Hashtag Seuss is Scooby, start it. Come on, do it on Twitter. Do it now. We must have Seuss's Scooby. Anyway, number 2, the trial. No, the trail. Sorry, the trail. So, like I was saying earlier, they were starting to lay out a trail. So, like, like Dipper never knew like where he was gonna go with the journal. He never really. He tried to decode it, but he couldn't because he didn't have all the facts. And now he does with the black light, which led him to the bunker, which led him to the laptop, which is now, like, so next week, I'm guessing they're going to take a step back, maybe, from just all the trail, because if you do so much trail, it's just going to get boring. It's going to get repetitive. But, like, so I'm guessing next episode Stan will say, okay, how about we go to the lake, or do this, or do that, and whatever, and Dipper and Mabel are just going to be like, okay, whatever, and then they're going to run across some monster, but, yeah, and speaking of trail, I can't wait to see when Dipper and Mabel finally pick up on Stan's trail, because this season, I have a feeling that everything's going to hit the fan at one point, like, the family's going to just fall apart, and I'm guessing that they're going to have to pick it all back up, put it back together, and save the world. I'm not sure about the save the world part, but anyway, yeah, and they left the agents out of this episode, which makes sense. So that kind of helps my theory. They'll take a step back. They won't do the same thing over and over again next week. Anyway, I need to go in and edit number 1 in here. So we'll be right back. And number 1. Dipper and Wendy. Yeah, so we finally get to really see the conclusion of their story arc, like, as a romance, and we kind of figure out that they're not meant to be together like they are in this picture. They're meant to just be buds and hang out and do all the fun adventure and stuff together, but they're not really meant to date. It makes sense. Wendy's only 16, Dipper's only 12, and yeah, only 12, and so I have a shot with her, but not him. Anyway, but yeah, I'm not going to say that this was my favorite story arc, but it definitely was a good one. And it's kind of sad to see it go, but we know that Dipper and Wendy, they're homies for life. And they're not going to change, and they're just going to stick together. Like that was that final scene. They're proving that they do love each other, but just not in the way Dipper was hoping for. So I'm guessing Dipper will find a new crush, possibly Pacifica. JK. Don't worry, I was just kidding with that Pacifica joke. It was nothing serious. I doubt that they will ever date, but I'm guessing that Pacifica has something to do with the series later on. I don't know. We will find out soon. Anyway, yeah, so now let's move into my review of the episode. I found this episode was actually really good. It's ringing true to what I said last review of the first episode, Scarioki. It's not like season 1 as much as I thought it would be. It's more, like I said, it's more focused. It still has its humor, but it's more of the adventures. It's more of the action. It's more of like weapons, which Disney's letting more and more slide. Like, I didn't know they could use axes. I didn't know they could do all that stuff. And so that really surprised me when it came out in the episode. And so I just wanted to, I give this episode a 10 out of 10, A+. It really shocked me, like, just how much they did. And they brought in, like, a classic monster. And just the whole, like, trickery and shape-shifting. It was really funny. I thought Wendy at one point was going to become, like, a, I had no idea, like, maybe a shapeshifter herself, because she cut herself. I had no idea. But anyway, we finally get to see Dipper pour his heart out for Wendy. And you kind of feel bad for him when she's like, oh, I knew the entire time. Did you think I couldn't hear you whispering to yourself? That'd be the most embarrassing thing for me, you know? Like, you're like, she can't hear me, I know it. But then she's just like, dude, I hear you. And you're like, dear God, what else have you heard? You with your freaking hawk ears. Anyway, so yeah, this was a really good episode. If you haven't seen it yet, do go check it out. I'm not going to say, I didn't spoil everything for you, but I did spoil a bit, so hopefully you're not too mad. Please don't be mad. Anyway, so yeah, I'm not sure when the next episode comes out. Probably Friday or Monday. They're probably not going to do back-to-back episodes like they did. This was just kind of like a kickoff thing. So yeah, do watch the show if you haven't. It's a really great show. You really should watch it. And yeah, so I will see you guys next time. And don't forget to look out for some more Minecraft, Nerdcraft content coming out soon. And always be on the lookout for more Gravity Falls. Secrets are everywhere. Don't trust anyone. The future is in the past. Onward, Feo Shabab. Goodbye. The journals hold the key.